Welcome to House Money, the podcast that cuts through the noise for buyers, sellers, and agents along the Wasatch Front and beyond. Together we dive into unfiltered, no-nonsense insights to help you win in today's market, whether you're buying your first home, selling smart, or stepping up as an agent. No fluff, just real strategies that work. This is House Money. Welcome to House Money. My name is Rychen Jones. I am your host, and today we are ripping the lid off of what Wasatch Front sellers need to know in 2025. Here's the hard truth, home sellers. Builders are punking you and buyers want your cash. I'm just going to say it like it is. So today I'm going to give you 3 things you need to know before you list your home and as you price your home. Here's the first. There's a phantom inventory game going on. I said phantom inventory. What does that mean? It means that builders are stealing your buyers, and here's how they're doing it. New construction is a shadow competitor for you. It's loaded with incentives, and most of the time, most builders are not putting their inventory on the MLS. And sellers have to wake up to this. Here's the situation. You may list your Riverton split-level home that hasn't been refreshed since the 90s for, let's say, $550, and you think it's a great property because of the zip code, the lot, the yard, the neighborhood, all the nice things, but then you get no showings. And why is that? Well, it's because builders in Eagle Mountain or Saratoga Springs, they're churning out new construction single-family homes at $540, right? And in that $540,000, they're giving upgrades, free granite, closing costs, rate buydowns, sometimes even like free finished basements. Not free, but they're built into the price, finished basements. The thing is, you aren't going to find these homes on Zillow or Redfin. I get it. You think that new builds are cookie cutter homes with no character, but try telling that to a buyer that's trying to make every dollar stretch to afford the payment of their next home. Phantom inventory is real. Those coming soon signs on dirt lots are your enemy, and quite frankly, they are winning. Builders are giving incredible incentives right now to get buyers in the door, and you don't even see those buyers because they're going to the new construction model homes first, right? Here's what you need to do. Snoop around. Go hit up the builder websites. Go walk into the model homes. If you have a similarly priced home as some of these new builds, you need to figure out what the builders are offering. Are they offering incentives, free refrigerator, closing costs, whatever it may be? Talk to your agent about that. If your agent's not telling you what new builds, what new construction is happening around your area, and I don't mean your neighborhood, I mean within probably 15, 20 minutes, 30 minutes of your home, they're not doing their job. They're doing you a disservice because that is your competition. Okay. Second point we want to make here. Let's call it the concession crunch. Buyers want your cash as much as they want your house. Buyers aren't playing rate roulette anymore like they were in 2022, 2023. By the way, lenders, if you were, and agents alike, if you were preaching marry the house, date the rate, shame on you. That was terrible advice, malpractice by both you lenders and agents who were saying that. Here's the problem. Rates are still stuck at between, as of today, March 4th, somewhere between 6.5% and 7% before any sort of rate buy down. Buyers learned the hard way and are learning the hard way that those 2-1 buy downs that they were being offered in 2022 and 2023, they're stuck. Rates didn't drop. Rates haven't dropped since that time. There are buyers from 2022 who are drowning in their payments right now because that 2-1 buy down wore off, and now they're at the actual, long-term 28 years left fixed payment. They were banking on refinancing at 5%, 5.5%. That day has not come, and now they're in trouble. The situation now is that buyers are savvy. They saw what happened the last 2 years. They saw that refi that some buyers thought was coming never came. So here's what they're doing. They're going to offer you your list price for your $600,000 Lehigh house, but it comes with a catch. Hey, seller, we're going to give you your list price, but you're going to give us $15,000 to buy down our interest rate, or we're going to walk away. Now, we used to have data on our MLS that would allow us to sort sold data by which homes, which sellers gave concessions, and by how much. It was a search field we could search with for sold data. Thank you to Missouri home sellers and their class action lawsuits, and NAR, National Association of Realtors, for caving on all these things. Apparently, we don't have that field on our MLS anymore. Now, it's been very well established that we can advertise and talk about concessions without crossing the commission line. So agents in the Salt Lake area, don't worry. I've already made the request to the MLS to get that field back on there. Could use your support on that because it's great data. Because as agents, I like to have the data do the heavy lifting when I'm talking to a seller and trying to set correct expectations rather than just taking my word on it. But we need that field. And sellers, here's why that's important. The feel of the market right now is that most every buyer is asking for concessions because we are a payment-driven society, folks. We run on a monthly payment. We run on a monthly budget. They don't care how nice your house is. They need to be able to afford it from month to month. The feel is that even in multiple offer situations, sellers are still giving concessions to make the deal work. If you are not willing to give concessions or you think you don't need to, your home may sit on the market for a while longer because a buyer is going to look at that and say, well, I can't make that deal work, and they're going to walk. So here's a little tip for you. Don't just list and pray that you get the right buyer in there that doesn't need concessions. Rather, budget, say 1 to 3% for concessions up front. It's not a loss to you. You're not losing money doing that. It's your ticket to selling your home quicker versus becoming a stale listing. Third thing you need to be aware of as a home seller in 2025 right now on the Wasatch front, there is a competition cage match going on. And what do I mean by that? Pricing isn't just about your house. It's about pricing it compared to everything else available. We mentioned the new builds already. There's also flipped homes. There's, let's say, smaller but shinier options. As sellers are updating their homes, they're refreshing things, you better be prepared to compete against all of them. Okay, let me give you an example. Let's take your $600,000 Bountiful Rambler. You think it's the greatest thing ever because it's on a big lot, it's got a Bountiful zip code. And you think buyers are just going to run to your house and buy it simply because it's Bountiful. But think again, right now, buyers are cross-shopping that house with everything they can find in Davis County. They're looking at the 550 flipped house in Kaysville with new floors and new kitchen and new furnace and AC. They're also comparing it maybe to the new builds in Farmington that have zero maintenance. Yes, there's an HOA, but for no maintenance and everything new, they're comparing it to your house. Okay? Like we talked about, we're a price-driven, payment-driven society. So forget the appraiser's comps, play the buyer for a minute, pull up Redfin, set your filters to your price range, and see what you would pick over your own home for the same payment. You have to price your home to beat those homes that you're looking at, or you're done. Right? Sorry to have to be the one to tell you this, but that's what we do here. It doesn't matter how lovely you think the rose bushes are on your south-facing lot. If buyers can find better value elsewhere, that is where they are going. That's your seller survival guide from me today. You got to consider builders, concessions, and your competition. If you've got a sale on deck, text me. We'll talk about your local neighborhood market specifically. We'll tailor a plan specific to you. We'll catch you next time on House Money.